Yes, sir. Reaching higher ground like Stevie Wonder. On level 11 of My Little Underground, I'm Peter A. Please subscribe everywhere, all podcast platforms, including my website, peteraradio.us. My guest today is a jack of all trades. You might know her from the band Gingerlys. Her name is Jackie Mendoza, and she's sitting right in front of me. What's up, Jackie?
Hello.
How are we doing
Thanks for
today?
having me.
Yeah, anytime.
I'm good.
Yeah. So, speaking of which, Gingerlys, what's popping with them? What's happening?
Well, Gingerlys is officially over, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One album.
Yeah, one album.
One really good album, too. Mm-hmm. And that whole, like, cream pop thing really, like, impressed me. Because that's, like, the perfect way to describe your, your music at the time. And even your solo work, too. It has a very, how do I say it? It sounds like gelato. You know what I mean? You're eating gelato. Yeah. That's what your music kind of reminds me of. It has that cold but soft texture to it. And I want you to explain your solo setup because it's very unique.
Yeah. My live setup?
Yeah.
Well, I have my laptop with all of the backing tracks, backing vocals. Then I have a MIDI controller to control everything I'm playing on the laptop. And then I have an electric ukulele. Sometimes I use pedals, sometimes I don't. And then vocals, I put everything through the interface and just mix everything live.
So where do you record your backing tracks?
At home. Just, in my room.
What is the MIDI controller that you use?
It's an APC-40.
Oh, okay. Because my brother, he wants to make beats, and all the stuff that you're making from your interface sounds fantastic. And then when I saw you play at your house, I'm like, my brother needs to use this. Or beat makers on the rise should be playing around with this. And, the first time I saw you live was at your house. And it was so unique, and it was brilliant. I loved it. I was fascinated by it. Do you think that you're going to be able to or want to book more shows at your house?
Maybe. Depends. That was a birthday party for one of our roommates. Yeah. So it was more centered around that. It wasn't like a show. It was more of a celebration for a roommate. But maybe we'll have more shows at the house.
I mean, I think to me, a show is very, ambiguous. That can be any place, anytime, anywhere. It doesn't have to be at an official spot, because I'm sure you have, but I've experienced the conversation of what is a real show, what's not a real show. Some people might ask me, what was the last show you went to? Oh, I went to this garage. Oh, that doesn't count. To me, it does count. Like, have you ever ran into that kind of conversation of what or where can a quote real show take place?
No, I've never had that. This is the first time I'm having that conversation.
Oh.
But, I guess you're right. A show can be anywhere, anytime.
Right. So you're doing a quote real show at the Brooklyn Bazaar, July 15th, right? Yes. What is that show?
It's for my friend's album release. Their project is called Conquista.
Yeah.
And it's going to be all Latinx artists playing that show. And I'm featured on one of the songs on his album. So I'm going to sing that live with them. And then I'm going to play a set too.
It's a combination of 2 acts together.
3 acts.
3 acts, okay.
Yeah. Well, not a combination. No, the lineup is 3 acts, but I'm going to sing with Conquista.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about the Latinx label. Like, what does that mean?
It's, instead of saying Latino, Latina, you say Latinx, just so it's more inclusive, I guess.
Right. It's like gender neutral.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. So I want to talk about, a lot of shows in New York City and within that scene. Do you feel like the shows are diverse, so they can be more diverse?
I think they're pretty diverse, especially in electronic music. I see like a lot more female acts and different like ethnicities. Yeah, I would say it's pretty diverse.
Yeah, I mean, recently I've seen a lot of shows that have been, have a mixture of different people of backgrounds. I'm seeing less, whitewashed bills, because I've seen a lot of articles about DIY spaces not really inclusive, but to a degree that can be true. Have you seen that? Can you attest to that?
Yeah, and I think it varies with genre, because like with Gingerlys, like indie rock, indie pop, it's definitely more white.
Yeah.
than electronic.
Right. And I want to go back to shows at your house. Did you ever think that that was like an invasion of personal space, or do you feel like putting on DIY shows in the future should be at a neutral space?
I didn't feel like it was invasive at all, because we wanted people to come. We wanted it to be an open party for people to feel welcome. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely being there. It was very it was different from any kind of other DIY space setup because it was like an open mic of sorts, and I forgot who was hosting it. But was it Lucia?
Lucia.
Yeah, did she? No. There was somebody else, and then on mic, what? If somebody was hosting the open mic at your house, and when they went on mic, they were like, "State your name and your gender or whatever." I've never seen that before. It was mostly band, act, band, act. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a very interesting show because then we had poetry readings at the end.
Yeah.
And everyone was sitting down and snapping, and it was very interesting. Then we had like a more like an open mic situation where we had some people just play like acoustic guitar, acoustic ukulele, and then we had karaoke at the end.
Well, there was kind of karaoke towards the beginning too, which when there wasn't a lot of people there left, there was somebody put on Lizzo. And I know I was rapping along to Lizzo because I love Lizzo, but that was a good time. I love that.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Mexico, right?
I was born in San Diego, and I grew up in Tijuana until I was 6 years old, and then me and my family moved to San Diego.
Do you remember anything from Mexico?
Yeah, and I lived in Chula Vista, so it's like along the border. I'm like 10 minutes away from Tijuana, so I just grew up like going back and forth, like my whole life.
Is there anything about Mexico that that most people don't understand about Mexico? Is there any kind of from what your experience, is there anything any kind of misconceptions about growing up in Mexico that you know of?
It's not as dangerous as people think it is. Well, like obviously depending on which neighborhood you're in, but also it's not like a 24/7 party where people are on the street like wearing sombreros. Like I've actually been asked that. Like one time I went to a summer camp in North Carolina, and a girl asked me if my family like owned a donkey.
Wow.
And if we like actually like wore sombreros. I was shocked, but it was funny that people like actually have that picture in their minds about Mexico. But no, it's just like any other city, you know. Like, pretty normal.
Is there anything else that people don't understand about Mexico?
I don't know. I think people just have very like stereotypical ideas of Mexico in their heads. Like they just think of like tacos and partying, tequila and drugs. Yeah, exactly. The cartel.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. But everywhere, someone's selling you cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's like Mexico City's like New York. It's like a big metropolitan city. Lots of like, I don't know, it's hardworking people. And yeah, there's partying, but there's also work.
Was English your first language?
No, Spanish.
Where or when did you learn English?
When we moved to San Diego, I was in first grade, and that's when I started learning English. And it was hard for me to learn English. I remember like not knowing a lot of words and being in the classroom and like wanting to ask questions, but I didn't know how to say anything. Like I remember not knowing how to say marker, and I was so frustrated with myself, and I started crying.
Really?
Yeah.
When I was in middle school, I started crying because I didn't know how to open my locker. So, well, you had it harder than me, I guess. So, like, how did you eventually learn English? Was it TV shows, talking to kids in class?
Yeah, TV shows, definitely.
Yeah. My mom said the same thing when she tried to learn English. What TV shows?
Rugrats.
Really?
Yeah, because I would watch that like religiously before school. That's what I would watch. And then like Animaniacs, I remember watching. Those were like the first shows I watched in English. And then like some Disney Channel shows.
I think one of the cartoons that had like the best English as far as vocabulary, it has to be Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh my God.
No question. Yeah. I learned so many words from that show, and SpongeBob too, like early on. Like I learned Enigma from Patrick, who was supposed to be the dumb character. Yeah. I've never heard that word anywhere else but SpongeBob. When I, being a kid watching it, it's like, wow, what is that word? You know? So when people have like this and that to say about SpongeBob, man, I learned a lot from it. You know, I don't know. But, and, it helped, cartoons kind of help people learn English like yourself. And Animaniacs was, love that show.
Yeah,
it was great. So you did a show out in France recently at a festival.
Yeah.
What festival was that?
It's called Villette Sonique.
Yeah.
And it was in the park La Villette, which is like the central park of Paris. It's the biggest park there. And yeah, it's a really big festival. It's like a week long. Like when I flew back, it was still going on for like 3 days after.
When did you play? Did you have top billing or?
I played on the 26th on Saturday at like 3:30 p.m. And it was so nice. It was like a stage in the middle of the park. Kind of like those festivals that they have in Central Park. That's what it felt like. Or like Prospect Park.
Like Summer Stage or something?
Yeah, like a big stage in the middle of the park.
How would you compare festivals internationally versus U.S.?
I guess... It was very relaxed. Like, people weren't that rowdy. I guess that's like a big difference, I guess.
How was it compared to South by?
It was all like concentrated into the park. It wasn't like around, like it wasn't on the streets. It wasn't at bars and everything. So it was more like people were in one space at once instead of wandering around.
What other U.S. festival have you played?
I think that's the only one I've played. Oh, wait. South by, yeah, that's the only one.
With Gingerlys, did you play any U.S. festivals?
No, we didn't.
Okay, all right. Do you think festivals are overrated, or are you looking to play those by yourself?
No, I definitely want to play more solo festivals.
I think you can do it.
Yeah.
With this new EP you got coming out, you can make that. And this EP you're coming out with is with Coastal. Who is Coastal?
Oh, no. That's no. Well, we're still collaborating on some songs, but that EP is on hold for now because I'm also working on my own EP. So we're just like taking it day by day, working on like whatever feels right. Like if he sends a track and I think like, oh, this could be something cool, then we go forward with it. But right now, a whole EP is kind of on hold.
So what's the status with your EP?
So I have 5 songs, pretty much demoed, but I'm looking for producers to co-produce with on the EP.
Now, with the production side of your EP, are you mixing, organic elements versus electronic elements?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, ukulele with electronic beats.
Anything else?
No.
Any other instruments?
Oh, some guitar too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're playing guitar, or are you gonna have another guitar player with you?
I play guitar.
Okay. All right. So I know you've always been drawn to electronic music, and especially and Latin influence. So what is that Latin influence in your electronic music?
I guess more like Latin pop, like Shakira, even Luis Miguel, stuff like that. Very like, I don't know, poppy stuff.
So what like American electronic music have you been inspired by?
Well, when I like first started like writing music, I was like 14, 15.
Yes.
I was really into like Matt and Kim and like Passion Pit and those types of bands like Vampire Weekend.
Phoenix.
Yeah. Oh, not Phoenix that much, but I kind of like wanted to like make something like that.
But your stuff's cooler than that, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a lot more, how do I say, it's not as glossy, but you have a little bit of gloss, but it's not like over the top.
Yeah.
What about Daft Punk? Well, they're not American, they're French, but.
Yeah. I used to listen to Daft Punk too.
I always thought they were interesting. I started going back and listening to their work, and it's very interesting. A lot of the production elements, and it's very captivating, but I can't really say it's something I listen to over and over again.
Yeah, no, same.
Because it's like, I feel like, I don't know if you feel the same way. It feels like it's forcing me to dance. But I want to be able to dance on my own volition. I don't want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I hear a song like One More Time, I'm like, I don't want to dance right now, but like it's so much being thrown at you at once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah, so I want to talk about La Luz, your latest single that's with Coast.
That's with
too.
Coastal, yeah.
Right. And the video for it, you directed. Do you feel like you would want to direct for other artists or direct any more of your projects going forward?
Yeah, it's always like mostly me directing the music videos, but I've never been asked to direct anyone else's stuff, but I would love to do that because I love like video production and editing and shooting video. It's like one of my favorite things, I think.
So I want to go back real quick to Latin poppers. People making like a lot of Latin music now. I think it's catching another wave.
Yeah,
right
definitely.
Now. Yeah, with like artists like Bad Bunny and J Balvin. Are you into those guys?
Not that much, no.
I love them. I think they're very exciting.
I haven't listened to them that much.
Yeah, they're. I mean, as far as the production is very bombastic. A lot more bombastic than your stuff. You know, not in like a good or bad way. It's just a different kind of energy. But sonically, it's definitely captivating. I'll definitely give, especially Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Puerto
I'm gonna
Rican.
check that out.
He's awesome. He did a song with Cardi B on her new album. Are you into Cardi B?
Oh my God, is it that like what's that song?
I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's tight. You like Cardi B?
Yeah.
I love her.
I just recently like gave her a chance because before this album she put out, I was kind of like I didn't understand. Yeah, but then I forced myself to like listen to it, like all the way through over and over, and I was like, okay, I like Cardi B. I can say I'm a fan now.
I've been a fan from jump.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't catch her on the reality show stuff, but when I first heard like Bodak Yellow, I'm like, yeah, this is for me. I love it. I think it's the right amount of filth. It's very filthy.
Yeah.
But it's just the right amount.
Yeah.
It's like it's filthy, but it has a
tasteful,
lot of yes.
filthy.
Yeah, tasteful. It's very tasteful. It's loaded and drenched with charisma. Love
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
And so I want to go back to your directing of La Luz, your video, and use a lot of like VR and 3D elements to that. Do you feel like you're going to add that aspect to your videos or production anytime soon?
No, I don't think so. I think that was like a one-time thing, and then moving on from that.
Was it challenging to do stuff like
Yeah,
that?
it was. It was hard finding A, the camera, and then B, someone to edit it and shoot it because not many people know how to use 360 cameras and edit. Like we rented the cameras in LA. So we drove to LA, got the camera, then shot it in San Diego. And then it was hard finding someone to edit it, and we had to send the hard drive to someone in Guadalajara. And they edited it there and then sent it back to San Diego.
Was it when you initially came up with the idea to record it, like what was the setup like? Like you had a 3D camera, was it like an iPhone or something like that? Like what?
It's a tripod kind of thing, and then it has 6 GoPros.
Okay.
And it's like a spherical camera. So 6 GoPros, and then you have to stitch all the shots together and make a sphere for every scene.
Doing a storyboard for that must have been tiring. Did you do a storyboard or did you just like?
Yeah.
Okay. I know, like watching the video was very. It was interactive because we can like click on what.
What did you
direction
watch on? What device?
My laptop.
Oh, okay, cool.
Is it like a different experience? Watching.
No,
on, like,
yeah,
a
it's
phone
better
or?
on the laptop than on phone for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It wouldn't handle on my phone because my phone has like crap memory. It can barely like stream title, and you know what I mean. So I looked it up on my computer, but. Don't you think like using that kind of technology, at least at this point, wouldn't it like throw off the continuity of the video? Because like when I'm clicking on to change the direction of it, like I'm not sure how the video is supposed to like continue. Does it like I don't know, because the 3D technology is confusing to me.
Yeah. What do you mean continue?
Because I'm thinking if I click the angle,
Yeah.
would it like stop the video in its tracks, or
No.
you know what I mean?
You could like swipe and then
Yeah.
like see around like the 360.
Because there was a shot of you on the beach, right? And then I click the camera, and then there's like a bonfire happening.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't turn the angle, would I still?
Oh, you wouldn't see the bonfire. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like either you see it or you don't.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you came up with the the title La Luz, I'm thinking, my thought was, did she do a song with La Luz, the band? Or
Everyone
you know what I mean?
asked me that.
Yeah, that was my first thought. I'm like, there's no way you're not in La Luz. I knew that, but like,
no.
I had to ask, because it was confusing at first. And I'm like, oh no, La Luz it just means the light.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
like, okay, it has nothing to do with the band. It's so weird. I'm sure you've been annoyed by that.
Because I didn't when we named the song, that didn't even cross my mind, because I hadn't even like listened to the band.
Yeah.
When we recorded it, so it didn't even like come to mind until people started asking me.
Yeah, because I remember when you posted it, or when I saw it online, I'm like, I know this has nothing to do with the band, but still, it was still questioning my judgment. You know what I mean?
It's not clickbait, I promise.
Of course not. Yes, of course not. And you did a Q&A with the Weird Hughes Art and Music Collective. What was that about?
Oh, that was so fun. It was like a live studio Q&A. So, like people came. It was a live studio. There were like live sketches, and then they asked me questions, and then I played a set after.
And that was it. Like, what do they do?
Well, they just asked me questions. It was like a regular interview, and it was with a live audience, so that was really interesting. They kind of made it seem like those MTV shows with like kind of like, it was their first one, so it wasn't organized like perfectly, but it was still fun to do. And yeah. And then I played a set, and it was very intimate.
I'm thinking in my head it's like a Comic-Con press conference kind of thing. Like, when people are
like
sitting
a panel,
there,
yeah.
Yes. Oh, you asked. Okay, CNN. You.
Yeah.
Where are you from? Okay, you. One question. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. Was it kind of like that?
No, it wasn't. The audience wasn't asking. Like at the
Cameras
end,
flashing and all that.
A couple, but it wasn't the audience asking questions. So like it was one person asking me questions, and then at the end, we had like, oh, does anyone have any questions? And like a couple people asked questions, but.
Isn't that disorienting? Like when you're sitting there trying to answer a question, like cameras like flashing and everyone's looking at you.
No, you just have to focus on like answering the questions. That's what I was doing.
But I get distracted easily.
Yeah.
I'd never be able to focus on that, like ever. I couldn't do that. Like if someone's over here and I'm trying to talk and I'm like, chill, get out of here. I couldn't do that. So I want to know, so what are you listening to right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm listening to, I like techno a lot, so I always listen to techno. And a lot of, like, there's a lot of new, like, girl techno groups. Like this band called Sassy 009. Have you heard of them?
No.
And then Smurs. They both of those groups played the festival in Paris. So I was so excited to play with them because I'm a big fan. And so that's what I listen to mostly. It's like a mix of like techno with R&B. It's really interesting. Like very light female vocals over like a heavy beat.
Yeah. You know who almost kind of did that style? Chairlift.
Really?
Yeah. Because very ethereal, airy vocals with danceable pop-ish beat. I guess it's more pop than like raw techno, but the same feeling is invoked. Dance or just bopping, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think techno gets like definitely a bad rap because anything electronic can be labeled immediately as techno. So where do you differentiate techno as far as other forms of electronic music?
Well, like more minimal, not as poppy, not that many sounds, just very minimal.
Like Deadmau5?
Yeah, I guess. Not as trappy, but more minimal than Deadmau5.
I guess Deadmau5 is more like house because
it's more like trappy,
low-key
house, deep house.
Yeah. Do you listen to a lot of that stuff or no?
Not that much anymore, but I used to.
Right. What about Animal Collective? Well, they're not really like tech. They have a lot more electronic bass soundings.
Yeah, I love Animal Collective.
They're
it's
so
definitely
strange.
a big influence.
Yeah.
Also.
They have such a wild sound. That's very captivating, but it's not like if you showed a person that just listens to like, like regular pop music, which is not terrible, but if you showed them that, they would kind of be scared. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, what is this crap? Like, what am I hearing right now? But that's the kind of feeling I get when I listen to that. And it's kind of, it's captivating, it's interesting, but it's so unorthodox. And that's how I felt about your music when I first heard it. It's just there's so much happening, but I see the beauty in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love that song Islands you have. That's a really good one. That's going to be on your new EP or that?
No,
just
that was a single. Yeah.
Man, love that one. So when can we possibly hear this EP that you got going on?
Ooh, it's hard to say. Next year.
Next year?
Yeah.
So what's happening in the meantime? Touring?
Yeah, playing more shows, just working on the EP mostly, collaborating.
Are you gonna shop it around labels?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who do you have in mind so far?
Right now, we're like in talks to work together, and because.
So after this Bizarre show, do you have any more shows coming up?
Yes, I have 2 in August. None in July for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna record in July?
Yeah.
Okay. So the August shows are New York shows or?
Yeah, both in New York.
Yeah. Where?
Let me pull that up because I haven't.
You don't even know when you're playing?
No, I forget the dates.
Wow. You booked the shows, but you don't remember what dates are. Damn. That's upsetting.
Oh right, I'm also playing Color Me Bushwick on the 16th of June.
What's Color Me Bushwick?
It's like a little festival put on by this hair salon.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very New York.
Yeah. So like they cut people's hairs, they like dye people's hairs while people play. That's.
Who else is playing on that?
I know Jennifer Vanilla is playing. Do you know her?
No.
I don't know who else is playing, to be honest.
Do you know about Out in the Streets Festival?
No.
It's like it's a festival in Brooklyn, or when I saw it was in Queens, of just New York bands. 2 days of just, I guess, famous-ish bands and
Didn't you
underground
tell me
bands.
about- yeah.
Yeah, Turnip King played it like 2 years ago.
Really?
Like the Underdog House.
Did you play that? Oh, right. I think you guys played at Sunday or Saturday. I think I went on the Saturday date, I think, but I went later. I got there around like 2-3 o'clock. I think Gorilla Toss was playing, Beverly, the Big Ups,
Oh, cool.
Potty Mouth, So Glows. It was amazing. Such a good show. I think that is the festival to get to know New
And
York artists.
it still goes on.
Yeah, I think it's happening in July, but the lineup hasn't been announced yet.
Got it.
Last year, I think Place Spirit Strangers played. Who else played? I forgot who. Pink Mexico. I forgot who. I think you'd be a perfect fit for that. But even though they get like other bands from other parts of the country, but it's still focused on like New Yorkish bands.
Got it.
Are you doing a Northside showcase?
Yeah, I'm
this year?
doing one with Invertebrate
Yeah.
music. It's at Transpico's. It's a day show. Yeah.
I love Transpigos.
Yeah, me too.
It's so. It always feels like it's night there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But the last time I saw them, I went there to see Weeping Icon. It was night and it was snowy, but it has this very dark, like atmospheric.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so cool, and it's in a weird part of Queens and Bushwick. You know what I mean? Like the parking is not too abundant. There's not too much things going on there. And there's no clear sign that says, hey, Transpagos is over here.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been there in like a year and a half, so I don't know how much it's changed over there.
Not that much.
No? Okay.
Have you been to Hollow?
No, it's in the
so
same area,
cool.
right?
Yeah, it's like a block away from Transpico's. But that one, there's no sign.
Yeah.
And you walk in and it's like a bar, and then you walk through like a door that's like very hidden, and then you get to the venue. It's really cool.
Yeah, I've heard some people play some shows out there, but I haven't been out there. And I had the same experience when I went to Aviv the first time. I loved Aviv. It was such a cool spot. And I was looking for, I'm like, where it's raining. And I'm like, where is this? So I see a dude come out. Then I heard like music. I heard instruments. I'm like, okay, this is where I need to be. But I think that's good because, it's DIY, it's underground. So, we won't go into that stuff, but I love DIY spots, especially Aviv, because it was literally a garage transformed into like a little show space. It had a little stage there. Did you ever play Aviv?
Mm-hmm, with Gingerlys.
Oh, okay. When was the last time? That was probably 3 or 4 years ago, right?
Yeah, like 3 years ago probably, or more.
Yeah. Who else played at that bill the last time you played?
I don't remember.
Of course. But the last show I went, I was about to say played, like I never played a show, but the last show I saw at Aviv was a release show for Thick, and they had a surprise headliner, and I'm thinking, what band doesn't headline their own release show? And then turns out Place Very Strangers headline. Best show, one of the best shows I've ever been to out there. What was the best show that you've been to in New York so far?
That I've been to?
Yeah.
That's a hard question. I don't even know. Oh. There was one show at Rough Trade. It was Morn and Sloth Rust.
Wow. Sloth Rust. The last time I've heard of Sloth Rust, they did a cover of Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time. It was so weird, but it worked. You know what it kind of sounded like? It sounded like a Speedy Ortiz song, like their cover of that Britney Spears song. But Rough Trade, I've seen some amazing shows there too. I saw Hockey Dad and Shark Muffin. Oh man, it was the day before my birthday. That was an amazing show. It was absolutely fantastic. One dude tried to get me to go inside the mosh pit, but the mosh pit wasn't really a mosh pit. Like everybody was like hugging each other. You know what I mean? It was weird. Yeah,
a hug pit.
There was people
Embrace pit.
Yeah, it was like light shoving, but it was mostly like a dancing mosh pit. I don't know if you ever seen something like that before, but I was shocked. I still didn't want to go in it because everyone was sweaty, but it was so strange. Like, have you ever seen like a mosh pit that wasn't really a mosh pit, but it was just people doing other things like dancing or whatever? Have you ever seen that before?
Well, like in ska shows when people like skank. Yeah, that's what that reminded me of right now.
Is it like
people go in
skanking?
circles and like just dance.
Yeah,
but they don't like. Sometimes they'll like push each other a little bit, but it's not really like a mosh pit.
They'll like jump into each other. You know? What I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
I like that too.
At Charlie Bliss, you'll laugh at this one. I saw people making out in pits.
What?
And kissing each other. Yeah, it was fantastic. Every time I saw Charlie Bliss, there was kissing pits. People were kissing.
That's crazy.
It was amazing. Like there was a couple in front of me, a couple over there, smooching away. I'm like, okay, this is this is great. This is
like it's a circle dedicated to couples kissing, or
no? Like there was like a pit of sorts. Yeah. It wasn't really all that aggressive. And then like a few people outside of that circle, people were kissing each other. It was beautiful. It was amazing. Have you seen that at shows before?
No.
Or I'm the only one. Okay. See, this is what happens when you go to shows by yourself. You see things that people don't usually see. Well, Lucia, you've seen some stuff like that? Have you seen weird stuff like that at shows?
Well, she told me that at the Breeder show, there was like a couple.
There was like a lesbian
fighting or
couple that got
something.
into an argument.
Oh.
And one girl was just ignoring her girlfriend while the girlfriend was trying to talk to her, and she was just like looking at the readers. And then she like pushed her and then walked. And they broke up that night.
Oh, of course. No, I went to go see the Yeah at the where was it? The Googa Mooga Festival in Prospect Park, and I was on the G train, and these people didn't go to the show, and then this girl walked away from this dude, and the guy was like, "Don't walk away from me," but the girl was so silent, she just walked away. I'm like, wow.
No.
So yeah, it was like no. I mean, if you have like an issue or whatever, you kind of have to like. Especially if you're in public, discuss it in a certain way. But you know, I can't put myself in people's shoes. But I've never seen that at a concert before. No, actually, no, I did. I saw this one girl at Meadows weeping as she was walking away, and 21 Savage was playing. Yeah, she was just weeping. I don't know why she was weeping. Some people felt bad for her though. I did. She was weeping. Dang. Yeah. Jackie, it was so much fun talking with you today.
Yeah.
And so where can people find you on the web?
Anywhere, really. Just search Jackie Mendoza.
Yeah, she's verified. She's popping out here on social media. She's got she has a swipe up feature. You know what I mean? Like for real. For real. Jackie's popping out here. And this has been level 11 of My Little Underground. I'm Peter A. Please subscribe everywhere and check out my site, peteraradio.us, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at peteraradio and use the hashtag MLU pod. Peace out.
You guys went to the same school, right? Or how do you know?
No. Actually, I interviewed her band. I interviewed Turnip King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And then you guys played a really cool basement show at it was a Planned Parenthood benefit at
it was
IDEO.
Yeah, IDEO Gallery.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forget who else played.
The Meltaways.
Human People.
Yeah.
And one other.
Deadbeat Club.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That was a cool show.
That was awesome. That was one of like, one of those DIY shows where like every band's good.
Yeah.
You know, you go to certain shows and like there's one or two bands that are good and the rest are just like yikes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
It was like around the time where like people were like smishing like where shows were being hosted.
Yeah.
So like there were like two people who were sitting or like guarding the door, like the entrance.
Yeah.
And the show took place downstairs. And like in order to get in, you have to like knock on the door and like go through the two people first, and then go downstairs to the show.
Oh wow.
It's crazy. And it was crazy because like they were suspicious of this one older dude,
Mm-hmm.
but it just ended up being like the dad of someone in Deadbeat Club. Who wanted to see, like their daughter.
Oh, okay.
And they're just like, I don't know if like he's like trying to like shut down the show or something.
Mm-hmm.
But then they let him.
I never understood that because why would people care if there's a show going on?
Yeah, it's like right after. It was like right after I think the election or something.
Yeah.
Or during election time, where like a lot of like alt-right like people were just like finding events on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
and then just like calling the police on those events. Like that happened at Shea. Like
Yeah,
twice.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I love Shay. Shay was so cool.
Yeah.
The last show I was there for was who was there? It was Pink Mexico, Gym Shorts, and Fields from LA. It was, I think it was the best show I've seen at Shea Stadium. Probably the last one. It was fantastic. Yeah. What's up?
But you went to Old Westbury, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you graduate?
Yeah.
When did you graduate?
Last May. The day of Biggie's birthday.
Yeah, I graduated last week.
From Queens, right? Queens College?
College.
I thought about going there.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I spent like 2 years there.
You went to Nassau first, right?
Yeah, exactly.
My brother graduated from Nassau 2 weeks ago, and they did it at Nassau Coliseum.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was popping.
That's cool.
Nassau Community College had a better graduation than I had. You know what I mean? It was really cool. Chuck Schumer came and spoke.
Oh, he spoke at mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
He was on tour then.
Yeah, he was on tour. Yeah. He definitely was. He went to a Jon Stewart show, and then let me go do this Queens College graduation. Yeah, it was cool. He's great. I like him. I voted for him.
Yeah.